Welcome to my show. It feels good to be back and recording again after all these travels. And today I am honored to sit here with a beautiful and talented Anaïs Maseda, who I met just a couple weeks ago. So welcome to the show. You speak Cambodian so well.
It's in the memory.
Yes. Now, we met a couple of weeks ago at the Rising of the Women, or put together by the Apsara gang girl, Tara Kim, or also known as Little Lotus on Instagram.
Yeah.
She did an amazing job of putting,
Beautiful.
all the talented women, young women on the show, and that's how we met.
Yes.
I saw you perform, and first time I'm like, oh, there goes another crazy body interpreting dancing. I haven't seen many of those in my lifetime.
Oh, wow.
I think you're the second performers that I saw, and so it's like I wasn't really sure what kind of messages, or the last performer that I saw didn't really have a positive message. It was just pure performing, you know. But with you, your words captivated my heart, and it hit me right in the core of my soul. and then after you were done, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go up to you and tell you how much your words touch my soul. It was just like right straight to it.
Wow.
And then I'm looking at you, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so young, but yet so profound, and your words is just so amazing. And then your song, Remember, and that's when I'm like, she must remember her soul knowledge. Her soul must remember why she's here and why she's passing on to these messages. And that's why I went up to you. And then I'm so excited. On the spot, I invited you to be on my show.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you become to be a performing artist, and what made you got into this field?
Well, yeah, first off, thank you so much for having me on here. It's such an honor. But it's been quite the journey. It's been quite the journey. Singing and writing, dancing, performing arts has always been something I've been so passionate about for as long as I can remember. When I was younger, there was such a freedom in it, you know, and my imagination just took me. But over time and growing up and learning conditions within society, we start to learn fear and start to hide from ourselves. We're told that we can't be exactly who we've always wanted to be and who we've always felt like we are. So I feel like my life has been an activation of the memory of my childhood youth, and what really activates my sense of joy, which is sharing creativity and through performing arts, through music, through dance, through singing. And I feel like, you know, that I go by Child Elder, my stage name. I go by Child Elder, and I feel like I represent that memory of being able to harness and channel our childhood dreams that provide us that sense of pure joy and love, and to share that through the wisdom that we've come to know about ourselves, and share that with each other. So performing arts has been something that's always been within me. My grandfather, he was a professional dancer, and my father, I didn't really have much of a relationship with him, but you know, he was also a singer, so I felt like it was just in me to be a performing artist. And I feel grateful to be, you know, cultivating the memory of this, because it's been a journey. Like I said, it's been quite a journey of shedding those layers of fear surrounding, you know, the truth that I feel that I am, and of course sharing that with each other. So I feel like when I go on stage or when I'm performing, it's not just for me, and it's not just about me. It's about the collective, and about all of us, and activating that memory within all of us, to be the truth that we are, which is love.
Yes.
Which is always love.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Only love is real.
Yeah.
That's the title of the book from Dr. Brian Weiss, you know. And going back to what you said, we came here to be creative. We came here to express who we are. But then the society tells us you got to be thin, you got to look certain way through the social media and all this stuff. It's so much pressure. I feel like it's so much pressure when I was growing up, and it's even more pressure for the younger generations now, especially in your generation, to fit in, how to be yourself, and how to fit in the society at the same time. So that's got to be a lot of pressure, which I think is the cause of so many suicidal, the cause of so many depression and all these things, because we can't really express who we are. But yet, our true self is desperate to be who we are.
Yes.
But the fear, like you said, the fear of not fitting in, the fear of my family wanted me to be certain ways. And so I think your message and your words and your performing, it speaks that. But I want you to tell in your own words, why did you write those songs, or how did it come about to you? Especially the first song is called Memories of Infinity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Memories of Infinity. And I would like to make note that the instrumental, I do not own the rights to that. That's by Jackie Matu, and the original song's Thankful. But the song my friend played it on off Pandora Shuffle. And as soon as I heard the melody, I was just captivated by it. I was like, oh, okay, I feel something coming. And that's what it feels like whenever I write any song. Really, it doesn't feel like it's me. I can't really claim it for my own. It feels like a message that's being downloaded and channeled from a collective source that we're all connected to. And that's a particular song, so I titled it, my lyrics, Memories of Infinity. I feel it's exactly that, a memory, an awakening of the infinite potential that we are. And even the lyrics, it's about being in joy and being in love and being in play, childlike play. And I feel like often, when we're in fear, we forget about that. We feel rigid and constricted and constrained and tight, and we can barely breathe and just open up and, and take in life. And I felt that when I was listening to that, to the melody and the rhythm, and it was a freestyle, really. Like I said, the song just played and I just started singing. I didn't write, I just channeled right then and there. Wow. And I was like, wow. Even sometimes when I'm channeling songs and lyrics, I'm like, whoa, where is this coming from? Like, wow, incredible. And I remember, in my more fearful state of identity, I would always look at other performers and think, wow, like I want to be able to just rap on spot, and freestyle and stuff. And it's like, wow, it's been in me all along, it's that's what we serve as each other, a reflection of each other. Like, hey, this is you too. This can be you, So Memories of Infinity, I feel like, is a reflection of embodying our infinite joy and love and potential through play and imagination and being out in nature. I said swinging through the trees in the breeze. It's just that surrender to everything that exists around you and seeing the infinite potential, seeing God, seeing Source, however you want to identify. Yes. Seeing that power within everything that exists. And I feel like that's what Memories of Infinity reflects and represents.
Wow, sounds beautiful. When did you write it?
I think maybe it was a couple months ago,
Oh, really? Not too long ago?
No, not too long ago. It was a couple months ago.
I was fortunate to witness it then.
Yeah, yes.
Because you said you wrote it on spot and you memorized it.
Yes.
And then I was like, wow.
Yes. Yeah, me too. I was like, wow.
Okay, so let's let the audience watch what it's about and see how beautiful it is, so they can witness it for themselves.
Thanks, sure.
Welcome back. Now we're getting into the second song you wrote. It is called Remember.
Yes, Remember.
When did you inspire to write a song, or what inspired you?
So this song actually, I was out on a trip and I just like opened up a notebook. I felt, this energy overcome, and I grabbed my notebook and a pen and I just started writing. And there's this man, his name's Timothy Almeida, and I am so grateful for him. We don't collab in music anymore, but he helped me produce the song. and also the other songs as well. But he helped me produce the song and, did the guitar and the drumming and, added a whole melody to the lyrics that, I channeled and received. But what really inspired Remember is, witnessing so much ancestral trauma and pain that all of us collectively have experienced with one another. And it's so amplified through social media, especially Instagram. You go instantaneously, you look at Instagram and social media and you just see these posts and people are going back and forth and, declaring, it's like a fight over who's the most victimized and who's the most oppressed. And it only perpetuates, that our sickness, our pain, when we're just fighting with each other and, arguing over who's more oppressed. It's like we want a trophy, like, oh, I'm the most oppressed, when we're all experiencing collectively, these traumatic pains and the memories that came from before, during the times of our ancestors. And so I feel like Remember is about, even though we experience a lot of this pain, a lot of this chaos, and we see a lot of it being reflected in our institutions and in our government, in our families, that we're still here. We've come this far, we're here and we're present with one another. And it's really about remembering to focus on the present day, that we're here right now. And we're not living in the past. We're not living in that pain anymore. And we have the ability to be able to overcome this trauma, through creativity, through the spirit that we are. And it's about remembering that spirit, remembering the love that we are, and transmuting that pain, transmuting it and transforming it into love, into creation, and really remembering our purpose here, not to continue to perpetuate these patterns and these cycles. It's draining, it's tiring, and it feels toxic. But it's also essential. I embrace that, we're able to have these conversations and have these outbursts and have, people protesting, because it brings up awareness and that anger, that passion, that fire, that motivation. That's beautiful. And I feel like Remember is a channel to be able to focus and harness that anger and that pain and that sadness, and channel it into creativity, into something that can take us out of that pain and essentially evolve. So yeah, Remember, I feel like that song is something even I cannot claim rights on it, even though I did channel. I'm just the channel. I'm just the messenger, truly. I felt like it was an ancestral message. My ancestors, our ancestors, were guiding me to share this message, to be the voice of the message, and to remember, we are infinite beings with infinite potential. And, we tend to get so caught up in our pain and trauma, and we focus so much on death and, all these videos and these clips of our people getting shot and, all this police brutality. And we look at the past and we see, slavery and genocide. And God, I mean, it's like, I can feel it, I can feel the pain. And it's like, we don't need to focus on that. Yes, it's there. Yes, it's present. But look, we're still carrying on the memory of our ancestors that came before, because we're here right now. Yes. We are here right now, present with each other. And that's what I feel like Remember is a memory of that. Here we are, we're here, we're still alive, we're breathing. And, we have all this potential to commune and unite through the spirit that has brought us all here in this present moment. So, yeah.
Remember the pain, but then also live in the moment, right?
Yes.
We came here to be creative. We came here to express ourselves. So we remember, but don't forget to live the moment, the current life, right? Is that right?
Yes.
So how do you think the audience receive when you perform this song?
I feel it's interesting when I perform it and see, the audience. I feel they're taken aback just as much as I am. There's a shift that happens, and I can feel the energy when I'm performing it. When I'm performing, I feel like it's a download. It's like who I am becomes connected. I recognize and realize the connection between everyone that I share the song with. And people in that experience with me are sharing in that memory, are sharing in that activation of the shift in perception. And I've had people, after I performed that song, would come and like embrace me, hug me, and, rub my shoulder, put their head to my head. And it's like, wow. I've had often too people like praise me, and I'm like, whoa, no, like this is a collective. This is all of us. This is our song. This is our anthem. So I feel like the audience, is not so much an audience as it is family that's hearing it. It's an activation for myself and for all of us. And I can visibly see that activation happening within the people that I share the song with. It's like, they needed to feel it and hear it just as much as I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, because it's like, that's what the kind of messages I've been trying to tell family and friends, but you put it in so much better, and and you have much more beautiful voice that is more captivating. So let's let the audience, I can't talk for some reason. Okay, let's just watch the next song. It's called Remember.
Remember, perpetuating historical cycles, themes of racism, genocide, and environmental destruction. Look at all this fear being televised. Look at all this fear being televised, being shoved into our already broken hearts, received instantaneously on the gram. Hold up, excuse me for a few hours. I got a notification. Scrolling through timelines of victimized lives. So victimized to the point where the victimized continue the lies of hate through shame and guilt, reflecting the guise of the oppression we wish to eradicate. Crying for freedom and justice, but we too segregate, we too pass down ancestral pain by clinging to past times during present days. So how present are we? How present are we? How present are we when we fear what tomorrow will bring? How present are we? How present are we? How present are we when we fear what tomorrow will bring? Black folk, afraid of walking down the streets. Women, afraid of being torn and beat. Indigenous lands scorching under polluted heat. Gang mafia members disguised as red, white, and blue democracy. Conflicted and diluted information going only as wide as the phone screen when there's a whole world of potential reality. But everyone's so afraid of dying, we're not realizing the power we have to continue rising. Just like Happy and Sled continue to sing, all the while being whipped, sawed, and beat, our ancestors continue to sing. And throughout this created the freedom ring. Our ancestors used to dance along the fields of their prison, knowing through this Hate being dismantled through the brave hearts of the loving. So what are we remembering? The lives of those whom passed into eternity. So what are we remembering? What are we remembering? That spirit continues living eternally, eternally.
Okay, now that we're back, let's get into the next song. It's called Soul Liberation.
Yes, Soul Liberation.
Explain the title. How you came about to the title.
I love playing with words and spelling. Mm-hmm. So the spelling, it's S-O-L, like the sun, so like sun, and it extends into liberation. So like feeling freedom in the sun. And even in the song, the chorus is like the sunrise in my mind. So it's feeling that liberation through the soul. Also, when you think about like the chakras as well, our energy vortices in our bodies, there's the solar plexus. So like the soul, the will, the force. And when you think of the sun, it's vibrant and you know, alive and activated. So it's feeling that freedom and liberation through our will, through our force, our life force. So that's where the title comes in.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds so beautiful. Okay, so what message do you have for the audience in this song? And can you describe a little bit?
Yeah,
the lyrics.
Yeah, exactly that. Soul liberation. It's like a blend of spoken word and it's so eclectic, that song. It's like spoken word and has like a little rock and roll, alternative funk. So it's like a super fun, you know, song, but it's all about surpassing the darkness. And even in my lyrics, it's recognizing, you know, even in the dark, you know, at nighttime, the moon shines. But the moon, as we know, is a reflection of the light of the sun. So even in the darkness, we are still able to embody the light. And if you think about darkness is only condensed light, truly. So when we're in that space of darkness or density and we're feeling, pain or, you know, again, going through those memories of trauma, we're still the light that we can, you know, walk through the darkness and be that light like the moon.
Yes.
Like the moon. It's still that light that
shine through.
Exactly. It's still going to shine through no matter what. And that's what I feel like soul liberation is. No matter what darkness, if darkness ever comes, I'm still going to be the light like the moon. I'm still going to shine bright, and I'm still going to be a reflection of that sun, that liberation. So I feel like that's what soul liberation, you know, reflects. Also, that song, the melody, the rhythms, was helped produce by Timothy Almeida, which I'm so grateful for. But yeah, the lyrics were channeled through myself, and I feel, the soul liberation, like a release in the freedom of our true selves.
When were you inspired to write this song? Like, what were you doing?
Oh my goodness. So this past summer, I was out at Venice Beach on the boardwalk. I don't know if you've ever been. Venice Beach is like a space where a bunch of artists, it's just a big art community, and people can set up, there's little squares that people can set up and vend their art, or, share their whatever kind of art they have, paintings, music, clothes, whatever.
Showcase their creativity.
Exactly. And I had made the decision to, leave behind that, 9-to-5 concept of work and working and doing jobs. I've worked in like nonprofits and worked with receptionists and doing the whole business thing and this, like the whole suit and tie kind of deal, with the resumes and all that. That's still part of my life, but I wanted to experience myself through creation and through joy. And so I decided one day, I was like, all right, I'm going to get a speaker, which is what I performed with. I'm going to get a speaker, and I got some dance shoes and just started posting up at Venice, and I found a little spot, and I went there every single day, to the point where I would even spend some nights out there. I would sleep out there. I wanted to immerse myself within that culture. A lot of people out there are houseless. And they devote themselves to just doing art. They don't know when their next meal is coming. They don't know, when they're going to be getting money. And I wanted to experience that fully as an artist out there. So I would spend the night out there, sleep on the concrete, sleep on the beach. But I was so happy. I felt so joyous because I was channeling and experiencing myself as the creative, which you see right now. And I met Timothy Almeida also. I heard him actually one day. I heard him playing guitar, and I was like, who is that? Like, oh my gosh, like, who is playing that? And then that's when we met, we crossed paths, and I started singing along his guitar, and he was like, whoa, like, we got a collab, and we exchanged info. And that's what birthed all of the songs that I perform, well, most of the songs that I perform. We wrote so many more. We have 5 songs officially recorded, but we wrote so many more, and we would just do a lot of freestyle and free jams. And the songs that I do perform, and Soul Liberation included, was just we did off the spot on Venice. He would just do a guitar and loop. He had like a whole loop pedal system, so he would loop the sounds and have like a little the djembe, which is a type of drum, and we would just express and create. So a lot of the music that you hear me perform is from that, that Venice experience.
Wow.
It was so amazing, that experience.
Now grateful. I want to meet Timothy.
Well, I'll let him know. I'll see if he's interested.
I want to hear his guitar.
Yeah, he has. I know he's working on some of his own projects too. I haven't really kept in contact, so I'm not sure where he's at in his life right now, but nothing but a simple reach out, and I'm sure we can get him on the show and see. He's incredible the way he goes in with the guitar, but he can also play other instruments as well. So very eclectic, very talented and gifted musician for sure. Yeah. So I'm grateful that, he helped me, and we helped each other produce, these sounds.
Wonderful. So let's hear this song, Soul Liberation.
There was a time I was afraid of the dark, questioning, blinded by the cloud of doubt. I'd scream aloud, this can't be the way, how do I get out? Follow the light, a voice replied, and that's when I opened my eyes to the sunrise. Rise up to feel the warmth of one love, supported as we rise above. never hide the sunrise in my mind. Sunrise in my mind. Sunrise in my mind. I release the mental bind. No longer blind. I reclaim it, I reframe it, I reflame it. The firelight within to eradicate the sin of love. I am love. And in this truth, I affirm from above that I am love. Well, here I am. Here I stand, hand in hand, with truth in command. Arriving to the promised land, and it is here I feel peace of mind. Staring at the horizon, joyously watching the sunrise in my mind. Sunrise in my mind. Sunrise in my mind. I release the mental bind. No longer blind. Woo! All right now. Woo! Who wants to ride the rays of the sun? Oh yeah, to follow the light of liberation, to expand in the eternal might of the imagination. When you believe it, you perceive it. Yeah, the mind is all seeing ideas that be conceiving of the meaning. It's like we breathing. Oh yeah. So what you dreaming? What you dreaming? What you dreaming? Wake up from dormant sleep and come outside with the wind to breezing as the sun is peaking. Woo. Woo. Sunrise in my mind. Hey, sunrise in my mind. Sunrise in my mind. I release mental bind. No longer blind. Thank you.
Okay, so let's get into the next song. It's called Revelation.
Yes.
What came about when you wrote this song?
Revelation. So it's a play on words again. So it's revelation as revolution. So revelation being the revolution. You know, there's so much talk in our communities about, you know, revolution and revolt and resist. You know, there's such a strong resistance. And what this song represents, I feel, is the revolution being a revelation. So the revolution being within the mind, meaning a shift in our perception. Because everything that we experience, everything that we come to relate to is always based upon the way we see things, the way we view. I only know what I experience through the way I see it. You know, I only know this table, these flowers and you through my perception. And so that's what revelation is about, is it's owning and taking autonomy of the perception and seeing how our realities can be shifted and molded based upon the way we view our realities. So that's the whole point of Revelation. And it's a very revolutionary song indeed. You know, I go into, you know, talking about, you know, people who are barefoot and broken and, you know, talking about, I feel like I'm referencing, you know, people who are houseless and also people in general who feel, broken spirited wise. And I feel like Revelation is about remembering our power in being able to view our experience and change our perception. So it's all about a shift in perception, you know, again, and with the other songs as well, it's remembering, you know, our freedom in that, our freedom to be able to view our experiences, and that in that self, when we shift our perception, we automatically reclaim our power, we reclaim our will, and we're no longer influenced by, you know, this bombardment of you know, this bombardment and overwhelming sense of information and ideas coming at us. You know, it could be so easy for us to be influenced by, you know, other people and institutions and, you know, government. And automatically, you know, if you go on Instagram, you're feeling okay. You go on Instagram, you see something, and automatically you feel upset, or you feel, you know, depressed in some way, you know, for whatever reason, however you came to relate to that. But it's all based on your perception. So revelation is about that claiming our power, reclaiming that, reclaiming our power. Like, how you experience the world is based upon how you perceive the world. Yes. And you know, I feel like a lot of people, you know, because we've been so conditioned to fear ourselves and fear, you know, the realities that we exist in, and because there's so many different perceptions and different views and ideas, you know, we tend to lose ourselves in that. We lose ourselves in the mix of all of, you know, this information coming at us. So revelation is all about reclaiming that power through the shift in perception.
Wow,
yeah.
It's so powerful. What is your hope for the future?
I would say to continue sharing and creating, and to activate the memory within us all of what our purpose here is to do, which is to love, which is to embrace ourselves and each other through sharing our creations, and whatever that looks like: painting, dancing, singing, doing TV shows, however that looks like. It's sharing our power with each other and being a reflection of that with one another. So that's definitely always my purpose and goal for the now and for the future.
Beautiful. I feel like you're so wise for such a young age. You know?
Well, thank you.
So how do people reach out to you, or how can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I go by child.elder. So Instagram is the best place. I also have Facebook, but I'm not as active. I'm not as active on it. On my name's Anaïs Maseda, and yeah, you can find me on social media by Child Elder, so child.elder.
Okay. Can they find your materials in YouTube?
Yes, I have YouTube as well. I have a link to it on my Instagram. I haven't really posted that many videos on it, but I'm working on my my presentation and sharing my music out there. So, but yes, I have links. Also, you can find on Bandcamp as well. But Bandcamp is actually under Creatures del Sol. And that was the group I was part of with Timothy Almeida. So you could find that on Bandcamp. So the music that I have recorded. So that's under Bandcamp, under Creatures del Sol. But I have links to it on my, you know, Instagram page, and that's where I'm most active, is Instagram.
Okay. So, Child Elder, even the title or your stage name alone is like a contrast between a child and an elder.
Yes.
How did you come about with that name?
It just came. Like, the music that I write just came. I feel like, you know, I hear that often where people are like, "You're so young, but you're so wise. You're such an old soul." I've heard that my entire life. And so I feel like Child Elder is like an embodiment of my essence. You know, I'm very childlike. I'm very playful. I have a lot of energy. And I also work with children too. So, you know, I feel like I hold that memory of being a child, but also I have experienced, even though I'm so young, I feel like I've integrated myself in my experiences so deeply. I've spoken to so many people. I've traveled outside the country a few times. And I integrate myself into every experience, and I give my all to everything and everyone that I experience. So I listen, I take in, I read books, and, I watch and I observe. And so I see myself reflected across everything that I experience, which contributes to the wisdom that I know that I am, that is us. And so that's where the elder comes in, being that representation of wisdom, the truth that has always been and will always be, has always been before I came, before you came, and will always be after we leave and depart from these vessels. So that's where I feel like child elder is just that essence that's me.
Yeah, I feel like you have so much wisdom to share.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here with me and to share your beautiful words into song and performing with us. Yes. I hope to see you on a bigger platform, but remember, Nancy Lee.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I want free ticket to all your performances in the future.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for having me here.
You're welcome. And we're going to end with your song. Yes. So if you want to reach out to Anaïs Maseda, you can reach out to her Instagram, which is child.elder, and she also has YouTube videos available on YouTube. Yes. So thank you so much for being here with us, and I hope you enjoy all performance as much as I do, especially pay attention to the words. The words just touch you. Yes. So thank you so much. Chumrit Leah.
Victimization. No longer will we falter under fear at the sight of oppression. Let us reclaim what it means to be united as one nation, to eradicate the segregation. So take my hand, proclaim aloud and demand, here I am, come to take a stand with my brother and sister, and as we spark the flame in the name of silence is no longer an option. So instead we infuse this groove, conceptualized from the depths of the concrete jungles. Herein lies the rebirth of the barefoot and the broken lives. Outcast no longer, united we stand stronger. Woo! Yo, is anybody listening? You speak of revolution, but you ain't living it. We here to flip the script, higher conscious shift, so elevate your mind, celebrate eternal gifts. Ha! We welcome all misfits, all types, human rights, and don't dismiss this. Here I am, come to take a stand with my brother and sister, as we spark the flame in the name of revolution. Woo! You say you want a real revolution. You say you want a real revolution. You say you want a real revolution. So listen to a real revolution. We perpetuate the cycles of illusion when we identify solely with the body. Yet, the solution is maintained within the mind, for it can't escape time, embodying eternity. Forever we will live on in each other's memories. think I know